Yeah. Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy LA. Okay, so today's vlog is gonna be a catch-up vlog. Basically, I just want to talk to you guys about the past few weeks or months that have transpired. I've been so busy the past few months that I've actually haven't even began to talk about it with you guys. Today, I'm just gonna talk about what happened to me. Let's go. August 29, I was actually in Singapore for Vice Asia's first ever Young Creator Summit. If you guys didn't know, Vice Asia is one of the most compelling websites out there that create docu-series, documentaries about global issues. It's one of my favorite websites in the world. So to get an email from them inviting me to Singapore to attend this summit was really surprising. I packed my bags and flew to Singapore. I found out that I was actually one out of 30 chosen individuals from all around Asia to gather in Singapore and attend this summit. So in this summit, the Vice Asia team actually gave us a crash course on how to create compelling stories, how to think outside the box, how to find the extraordinary out of the mundane. And it was a pretty cool experience, honestly, and I've learned so much. And at first I thought I felt left out because being surrounded with 29 other insanely creative individuals from all around Asia, you tend to think that you're quite different. During the summit, I think we all felt like that. We all came to realize, maybe after the first day, that we're all different. That's why we were all similar. That's why we all jive. Yeah, that's how I felt. Instead of me feeling alienated, I actually felt at home with these 29 people. Also, during the summit, the Vice team gave us a challenge to go around Singapore and try to create a story out of something we've learned through the program. So I was grouped with Wanji, who's from Singapore, and Soumya, who's a photographer from India now. And the story I was trying to come up with was to capture the pro wrestling scene in Singapore. So I actually DM'd the Singapore Pro Wrestling Academy the day before. We were supposed to shoot, and to my surprise, 10 minutes later they replied and I had a story to tell. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the summit. But by the end of the summit, everyone was trying to figure out how we were chosen or what was the criteria. And the Vice team told us it wasn't really about the number of followers we have. It didn't really matter how talented you are or how popular you are. It just mattered if you were willing to learn. At the end, they just wanted a diverse group. Just imagine people from China, Singapore, India, Korea. Everyone gathered in Singapore for this summit. At first I was nervous because I felt like I wasn't gonna fit in, but by the end, I found 29 other seemingly different people that I connected with. I just want to give a shout out to Vice Asia for inviting me. Thank you guys so much again. That was one of the sickest moments in my year, and even perhaps my life. So thank you guys. So when I got back to Manila, I had to pack because a few days later, I had to fly to the US, to New York, to watch the US Open Finals live between Medvedev and Rafael Nadal. It was one of the sickest experience ever, and it was one of the longest US Open finals ever, clocking it at like 4 hours, 30 minutes, something like that. Both players really gave it their all. I just got tired watching it for 4 hours. Imagine them, right? But it's really a sick experience. I was able to go to that because of Fox Plus and Globe, so shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for sending me. So after the whole US Open experience I was sent to, I just stayed behind and enjoyed the city, explored the city of New York, and actually just relaxed. I really had no agenda. See some of my relatives and enjoy the weather, walk around, enjoy a cup of coffee. Not the typical touristy rushing everywhere, because I've always wanted to do that and just get lost in the city. Check out some of the shops I want. A lot of the shops at Soho, like Supreme, Noah, Saturdays NYC. Then after New York, I also made my way to Los Angeles. LA, me, my city of LA. Same thing I did in New York. I just wanted a break and just wanted to relax and then have a proper vacation. I got to link up with some of my friends and walk around the city, enjoy the weather, and actually see some celebrities like Blake Griffin, who was eating at the same restaurant as I was. And yeah, that really just sums up my trip in LA, I guess. And that's how I like to explore cities, just walk around and have no agenda. Maybe have a few places to go to that I have to see, like maybe like a museum or a shop I've really wanted to go to. But overall, I just like the vibe. October 12th, I did my very first talk, Scout Creative Talks 2019. No, I knew August that I was speaking on October 12th for Scout Creative Talks, but I was still so nervous. If you guys aren't familiar, Scout Creative Talks have these series of talks given by different people from different industries. So we have photography, fashion, media, social media, and I was tasked with the topic of content creation. So I had to come up with a presentation, a 45-minute presentation, content creation based on what I have to say. It's kind of pressure on my side because I've never really given a talk. It was hundreds of people literally inside that auditorium. It was probably like 600 people. That's a lot of people. And I'm not used to talking into big crowds. I'm just used to like me speaking in front of a camera, like being in an actual space with like real human beings. That's not me. So I was nervous the weeks coming up to the day itself, but I felt relieved once I hit the stage because people were really there to learn and listen. People were taking notes and actually there to learn something new. It gave me an easier time to like explain and talk about something I'm really passionate about. So if you were there at the Scout Creative Talks, thank you guys so much for coming. That was my first ever talk. And yeah, hope you guys learned a thing or two about content creation based on it. So now we're up to speed. I just want to talk about my plans for the future. Because we're done talking about my past, now talk about my future. Where do you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? Hopefully still happy and doing what I want to do. My trip to the States and being in Singapore for Vice Asia also gave me clarity, number one. Number two, it helped me relax a bit and step back and see everything in a bigger picture or a bigger plan, because sometimes we can get so anxious about thinking about the future that we forget what's in front of us. And lastly, I just want to say, just enjoy. Sometimes you really don't have to have an agenda. You just have to enjoy the moment or what's in front of you. And that's one thing I realized over the past few weeks. Also, among everything that has happened to me, it has helped me become motivated. So now I'm motivated to start on something new, something I've always wanted to do, and I'm gonna announce something pretty major. So at the end of this all, I just want you to realize that you can own whatever you guys want to own, be it in school, be it in art, be it in music, be it in something you've always wanted to do. You can do it as long as you just own it. Hey, I did that talk in front of hundreds of people and I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. But I did. All I had to do was own it and tell myself, you got this. So if you're watching this and you've always wanted to do something you've always wanted to do, I'm here to tell you that you got it. Just own it and you got it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been your boy LA. This has been LA All Day. Peace! It wasn't even recording.